bonjour, Mishko Paganon, Quain edition of Cosmundodem. Hi everybody, it's Sandi Boucher here once again, and we're discussing the 52 steps to reconciliation. And last week, I promised you that I was going to share an image with you, and this stuff excites me because this is the future that I'm working to achieve, and I don't think it's unrealistic. Couple adjustments to attitudes and expectations, and we can be there. So I guess that's enough teasing and tempting. I should probably show you the image. Here it is. Now remember, it looks a lot like the last image, but look at the bridge this time. It's half red and half white. The relationships between mainstream and First Nations communities still exist, but now the Indigenous First Nations communities are healed enough and empowered enough to meet mainstream in the middle of the bridge. You tell us what you need, we're going to tell you what we need. You tell us what you're hoping to accomplish, we'll tell you what we're hoping to accomplish, and we both negotiate from a place of power. Once the negotiation takes place and we agree, the work moves ahead. To me, that just makes sense. But even more important, look at the arrow over the bridge now. Now it flows both ways as mainstream begins to accept and realize that First Nations knowledge and expertise can help all of the cultures, not just Indigenous people. And every single time I use this image and share it with an audience, a particular incident comes to mind for me. Back in the early 2000s, I actually lived in the city of Toronto for approximately 5 years. And when I was down there, I happened to come across a newspaper article one day, and it was talking about the soldiers coming back from Afghanistan. This group of soldiers was suffering from post-traumatic stress to extreme levels. The article went on to describe how they had tried all these different methods, psychologists and psychiatrists and all these different therapies, and nothing had worked. But they had finally found something that did work. Can you guess what it is? If you're Indigenous, I bet you can. They took the soldiers into the bush. Growing up Indigenous, anytime you talk to an elder, if you're stressed about something, what they're going to tell you is get back to the bush. When they took these soldiers away from the noises of the city, the soldiers would be sitting under a tree, and for the very first time, they calmed down. They weren't on high alert. When they were sitting on a riverbank watching the water flow by, they were finally able to breathe deep again. Indigenous people have known this for ages. We know how important it is to make sure that things that are alive surround you, because as our elders say, you will become like whatever you surround yourself with. I remember living in the city, being surrounded by brick and concrete, and wondering why I was feeling so cold and uncaring. I felt that way until I got back to the bush. This is my idea of reconciliation, with respect and hearing each other from both sides. We can do this. I believe in you. That's why I'm doing these videos. I'd love to hear your stories. Can you think of examples of when Indigenous or non-Indigenous knowledge helped you? I'd love to hear it. Send me an email. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.